Laura is an artist of multiple art forms, and she dabbles in a little bit of everything, and she is the creator and owner of Miss Walker Creations for Jewelry Art Dragons. And I understand she has a story today about something completely different. Laura, what's your story about?
Thank you, Jeff. Several years ago, a friend of mine approached me and he said, I want you to make a face. And the face he wanted me to make was to match a costume that he planned to do for a convention we were going to. His name was Cheetah, and he'd created this spandex piece that kind of looked like what you'd see on the Cats Broadway films, you know, the sleek, the little fur pieces sticking out. And he wanted to match the costume exactly. So he took me to this place, hearing that I wanted to try out face makeup. And we went through hundreds of colors, going back on Roland's idea of colors. Hundreds of colors of different kinds of makeup you could put on your face, watercolors, cream makeups, base makeups. And he wanted the exact colors. We spent hours in there just matching every piece of his outfit. But also not just his outfit, but his hair, how it was going to look, the colors I was going to paint into it, which was kind of amazing. He had gorgeous hair to start with, but the paint made it amazing. So the day of the event, we go down to the convention, and I'm not a morning person. So at 8 in the morning, which should never exist, he drags me into his hotel room, and we start the process. We start with the base paints, you know, just a simple color, trying to get it as even as possible with the sponges I was using. Then we started with an over paint where we started doing highlights where we wanted to show the edges of where fur would be and the edges of where his jaw should be if he were actually a cat. Then we started with the fur. Every single little brush stroke to show each individual piece of fur. And that was only with the gold colors. We started moving into the rosettes afterwards, where he wanted the rosettes, how big they should be, how they should be arranged on his face, the highlighter around his eyes, the teardrops down past his nose. And that's just the colored pieces. Moving into the whites, where we had not just white, but grays and blues to highlight where his chest should be holding out, where the fur was rippling. And it was hours of work, including stuff like, he started out sitting. He started out on the floor. Then he kind of rolled over on the floor. At one point, I think I had his head in my lap as I was going underneath his chin from above. That doesn't include the time we spent on his nose. Now, if you look at a nose, you think you're just going to paint the underside of your nose and, you know, that's pink and that's good enough for a cat. But that's not the real shape of a cat's nose. When you look at a cat's nose, it's a triangle with the point pointing downwards. He wanted that. Now fit that onto a nose that's meant for the point to be upwards. It was kind of interesting. So we drew a flat triangle going across from one nostril to the other, and then the point down between the spot, that little dip between above your lips. 2 hours of that. And I will honestly say I started reconsidering the idea of being a makeup artist for the next several months. But he looked incredible. His tones, you couldn't tell where the suit left off and his neck began. You couldn't tell that it was makeup and not just part of the fabric itself. His mane, it brushed out on all sides, and then you could see a lion in it almost. It was just gorgeous. And he won first prize. I was never so proud of that. And to this day, I still have a wonderful photograph of him in the gardens at the hotel, crouching like he was a cat pouncing on a mouse. And when I think about it, I kind of like to do it again. Because in a way, it's kind of a wearable art. And I am actually doing it for myself now. Thank you.